What's up, everybody? Today, again, another Johannes raw and unscripted. And today with a topic that I wanted to talk about a long time already, and this is about you shouldn't give a fuck what people think about you. I think too many people are so much concerned about what other people think about them. And I'm not wondering, okay, today with this highlight reel culture, like I call it, right, on Instagram, everybody is a multimillionaire and a world traveler, right? And everybody's just basically comparing themselves always with other people. And that's why you already have such an imposter inside you that you think you're not good enough, you're not tall enough, you're not sexy enough, God knows what, right? Because you compare yourself with the highlight reel of other people. And you compare yourself with the chapter 53 and your chapter 5. It doesn't really make sense, right? And that's why automatically, especially with this newer society, I'm glad, I'm grateful because I grow up, like I was talking to a guy yesterday about it. I was like, bro, like I had my first smartphone when I was 21, 22. I grew up completely without phone when I was young and I'm super grateful for it, all right? And I had my first Nokia 3210, I believe, when I was like 18, 19, something like that. All right, and then I have an Alcatel. Fucking funny. All right, so like, but coming back to the point, is like so many people are so concerned about what people think about them. Especially like, for example, think about it. If you are running an agency, okay, and you're not posting regularly on LinkedIn, you care too much what people think about you. And if you tell yourself you don't have the time or you have other priorities, then it's a lie that you tell yourself. Because it's bullshit, let's be real. Like if you wouldn't care what people think about you, you would go out there and would show people who you are. Because obviously, this is how you get like obviously also more clients. You basically, when you put yourself out there as an expert, all right, like especially now, I had yesterday a conversation with Levi. You can watch this podcast that I did with him. I always do it in advance, so basically you can watch it like I will do this no, you can watch it next Tuesday actually. Fuck yeah, exactly. So this is Thursday. Next Tuesday you're going to watch my podcast with Levi. It's going to be so fire. I think it's the best podcast I've ever done. I completely floated, like there was no whatsoever questionnaire in there that I sometimes use. I just had a complete flow with Levi and it was an absolute banger podcast. So watch this next Tuesday. All right, but coming back to the point, is like, people care so much about what other people think about them, and that's why they overthink everything. That's why they are like not shipping things. That's why they're always basically just in preparation mode and never put themselves out there because they're scared of rejection. They're scared about what people think about them. But listen carefully now, my friend. If you want to become an entrepreneur, you have to stop this. You have to come to a point where you don't care what people think about you. Because only then, right, you can, for example, build a personal brand. Like, for example, me here, like my purpose now, I was actually thinking, go upstairs, do my hair. And I was like, no, this video is about I'm not giving a fuck. So why should I do my hair? I didn't do it and I don't care. If you don't like it, I don't care. You know what I mean? So this is my point. If you don't like my content, I don't care either. I do it because I literally want to help. I do it because I follow a calling. Like I want to help wake up more entrepreneurs, specifically because you are my kind of people. I want to help you to understand that you're basically indoctrinated by education and society. And that's why it's so difficult for you to be entrepreneurs. Because you're having such a, like, so many have this 9-to-5 thing as well in there. Like you still think 9-to-5 even when you're running your own business. You still think like that. Instead of thinking maybe of projects, instead of thinking maybe planning my week in a different way, right? Like, for example, what I do right now, what I started doing is like Mondays, I'm basically blocking out. I'm not taking any meetings on Monday because Monday is normally anyway always a busy day. And Monday morning for me is a day where I'm just really doing CEO things. Like I'm really working on the business instead of in the business, right? So you cannot book a meeting with me on Monday morning. This is not going to happen, all right? And then, for example, Fridays always blocked out for doing content, where I'm only doing content. So I'm scaling my week completely different than somebody that is in a 9-to-5 because like I'm scaling my week so like I can do my stuff so that basically I can really focus on shit. Because like I think this is a massive problem, especially when you have ADHD like I do. And I believe so many other entrepreneurs have it as well. And now I get diagnosed, but I sure have it. All right. But like then, what it's so important that you structure your stuff and you really focus on one thing at a time. Focus, I believe, is the number one most important skill, right? You can have in today's time, especially with everybody's just jumping around, everybody's multitasking, jumping from one thing to the other. And if you want to know how you do this in the best way, I have done a video some time ago that I call the 5 tasks. Check it out, it's absolutely fire. Where I speak about basically the day before you go to bed, you think about 5 things, not before you go to bed, the day before you stop working, you think about 5 tasks that you do on the next day, all right? And then you write them down, and like this looks like this, right? And when you're done like with this, right, like this, and like this, when you wake up in the morning, you have clarity, about 100% clarity about what you want to do. You don't have to think about, because the biggest problem that I see is people busy being busy, the hustlers, right? They're out there like working their ass off and not moving anything forward, not moving any needle. Like I talk to agency owners, bro, like honestly, and I talk to them 6 months later, I'm like, what are you on? Like still not on 5K? The hell are you doing? Like literally, like honestly, like, and I tell them, look, if you just send out 1,000 emails for yourself a day, okay? And you sending 20 LinkedIn DMs, cold DMs to people a day, okay? And you posting every day on LinkedIn, and in 6 months you're not doing 10K, I don't know, bro, I coach you for free. Like I literally do it. Because it's impossible. The point is that so many people start doing things. Like for example, yeah, okay, cool, now I'm going to start to write LinkedIn DMs. And they do it for 2, 3, 4 weeks maximum, and then they stop doing it because they're not getting immediate results. And then they're like, I don't know, maybe this is not for me. Then they start posting. Then they do it maybe for 2 weeks, 3 weeks max. And they're like, yeah, no, they have other priorities again. And then they wonder why they're not moving forward. Guys, business is simple. It's not rocket science. It really is not. But you have to do the things that are uncomfortable. And this is exactly the point where we're coming back to the topic of today. This is where you care about what people think about you. And that's why you're not doing it. And everything else that you tell yourself, oh, this is not my priority, or I have other things to do. It's a lie. Bro, if I sometimes talk to agency owners, and I'm like, I've been on LinkedIn for 10 days or for a week. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, yeah, sorry, Johannes, I was not on LinkedIn like for, I don't know. What are you doing? Like, I don't get it. Like, I literally don't understand. Like, especially as an agency owner, okay, if you target local business, that's maybe the only excuse that you have, because maybe not all of your clients are there, but still you will find somebody, and maybe still if you go out there, maybe you will get the people, because nobody otherwise is doing it, because everybody thinks like my local people are anywhere not on LinkedIn. That's again, it's a limiting belief, because there's maybe a lot of people, and the bigger people that you want, they are on LinkedIn. Because if somebody has a bigger business and they're not on LinkedIn, what they are doing wrong, then they obviously need help with marketing, because they have no clue what the fuck they're doing. All right? But that's my point, guys. Like, you need to use these kind of things that are simple, that the simple things, if you use them, you will be successful. Cold calls, right? Cold calls. I can tell you, like, honestly, I've been in a mastermind. I believe in the mastermind where I was, maybe 25% of them have ever done cold calls ever, right? And like only a small percentage has done like over 100 cold calls. But trust me, this one that did over 100 cold calls, these are the killers. Like, it's so simple. Just go and do 100 cold calls and you will see, you will get better. Like, there's the best way of learning marketing and sales is first of all door-to-door sales. That's number one. And then directly comes cold call. I also have done like, God knows, over 500 cold calls minimum, right, in my life. I don't really like it, but I did it, okay? Because I knew that it helped me grow, right? So that's my point. So, I mean, I have done more than I believe. I don't know, over 1,000. Anyways, all right? So the point is this, like, you need to do the things that are uncomfortable, and you need to do the things where you go out there and you get rejected and you fail. Because also, like, when you are coming from a normal 9 to 5, or you have a 9 to 5 brain, an indoctrinated brain, I would call it, yeah, you think like failure is a bad thing. No, it's not. It's okay to fail. It's okay to fail and fail and fail and fail and fail and fail again. But the problem is that you're such a pussy, right? That you're failing 2 or 3 times, and like, oh, I don't know, maybe this is not for me. Or like, I don't know, like, I tried this with this LinkedIn DM thing, but like, you know, nobody answered me. Yeah. Why? I don't fucking know. Because you just, you give up too early and you're not bringing in the reps. And that's the thing. And then you're sitting in the background and working on your systems and working on your Notion and working on your landing page and working on all that stuff. You do everything just not to be seen. You do everything not to go out there and show like, hey, this is me. Because why? Because you're afraid what people think about you. Okay? And I hope this wakes you up and you're like, hey man, this is really true. I'm afraid what people think about me. And you admit it, because most of the people, they don't even do it. Like I said, they find other excuses. They're like, yeah, bro, like, I just have other priorities. That's the main thing that I love always hearing. Or like, yeah, I mean, I wanted to start doing this long time, but what? Like, what? Like, or post on YouTube, bro. Like, I spoke yesterday to a guy, agency owner as well, right? Very good friend of mine. He's doing, I don't know, 35K right now at the moment, right? And he said, Johannes, it's fascinating how many people come to me and say, hey, they have watched my YouTube videos. And he's targeting local businesses, all right? And he said to me, people come to me and say, hey, I watched your YouTube videos. No, his name is like, hey, no, I watched your YouTube videos. And that's why I come to you, because I think you're really an expert in what you're doing. You're missing out if you don't post on LinkedIn, if you don't have a YouTube channel, if you don't do these things. Everything, this shit all works. Trust me, it all works. Look, my channel, I have what now? 6,600 in, I don't know, 5 months, 6 months, maybe now, I don't know, right? So I'm just continuously doing things. I have done what now? 130 videos in 6 months? Bring in the work, all right? Bring in the work, bring in the reps. And then you can say, it doesn't work. But you will not come there, it will not work, because it will work for you. The point is that you're not putting in enough work, and especially you're not putting in the right work. You think you're busy being busy, you hustle every day, all right? You're hustling and working like 10-hour days and 12-hour days, and you put yourself a glory and honor on your shoulders because of it, right? But you're not moving the needle. And you're stuck on, I don't know, 5K, 7K since 9 months, 12 months. It's unbelievable. Why? Because you're not doing the right things. You don't do your outreach, you stop your outreach because, again, maybe you're afraid that you get too many clients. I don't know, man. All right? You're afraid, like you're generally afraid. And that's why you're generally afraid, because you don't have a mindset. You have a mindset that's a pussy. You just don't have a mindset. You have nothing, there's no foundation. Okay? And then when I tell you guys, hey, you know what? Join my masterclass. Because you know what? Could be a game changer for you. I know Johannes has other priorities right now. What? You want to learn more strategies and skills and put it into a computer with a virus that your brain has? What do you want to do? Do you want to do that? Or you want to finally wake up and say, like, you know what? I need to fix the foundation first. And I need to work on the basics. Put this two things together, strong mindset, plus basics, and you're going to be successful. There's no way not. And you don't need all the fancy stuff, I don't know, AI agents and all that stuff. No. Like I had yesterday when I had the podcast with Levi, he said, you know what, Johannes, I believe that people get more stupid for AI. And I do believe he's right. Because like, for example, he says, I do like all my sales copy, I write without it. And he says, why? And I really love that, because that's why I kept this in my mind. He said, like, if I'm writing a copy with AI, okay, I remember on the next day maybe 10%. True, right? But when I write it myself, I remember 90%. And I want to grow and I want to get better. So how can I get better when I write it with AI? No way, right? So that's why, guys, also I really want to motivate you, inspire you as well. Even if everybody does AI, know everything with everything. Especially copy, especially things that you're reaching out to your people. Like, for example, I do my newsletters. I do them strictly without AI as well. I just basically sit down and just write whatever comes into my mind. And I learned this also from Levi, by the way, because I see his newsletters they always hit me. And I always thought like he pulled me in through his newsletters and his content that he wrote by hand, because when I started following him, there was no AI, right? And I remember I read like 35 pages document from. By the way, when you want to learn more about Levi Arola, you don't know him, check him out on YouTube, Levi Arola. He's running Agency Velocity. So when you're lucky, he lets people in. Right now, I think it's closed, right? But this is where I learned all my marketing knowledge. Like I learned more than in anything else that I've ever done before in Agency Velocity. So I'm giving massive credit to Levi. So if you want to learn more in an agency owner and you want to learn skills and strategies, he is the guy, right? That's I can promise you. But the best is when you combine it, like basically the foundation is your mindset and then the strategies and skills, for example, for an agency velocity. That's why the people that did both, I had a lot of people that have been agency velocity and have been in my program, and they boom exploded their business because they brought the strategies and skills, the best strategies and skills in the game, together with the best mindset in the game. That's it. Boom. Fucking hell. Sixer in the lottery. Right? That's what it's called, man. Honestly, guys. So this is it. One more time. Don't give a fuck what people think about you. And when you are there, trust me, life becomes more joyful. It's more freedom because you don't care. You just okay. You just do what you want. And trust me, everybody that you look up to, Andrew Tate, Gary Vaynerchuk, and all these people, do you think they care what people think about them? No. They don't care. And that's exactly the thing. And if you want to be like them, you have to understand that you're not like this. Because if you would not be like, if you are like not like this, if you would be like them, you would go there and put yourself out there. You would go there and post every day. You would go there and send 20 cold DMs a day. You would go out there and would open your YouTube channel. That's what you would do. But otherwise you just admire them and you're not changing anything. Like, information helps you nothing without taking action. You're looking at Alex Hormozi, what Alex Hormozi does. Alex Hormozi is fucking amazing. Yeah, see what he's doing on content, my friends. So stop doing content and stop being a pussy and stop taking care of what people think about you. That's for me. I'll see you in my next video. Take care.